Hi everyone, I'm Rose. I'm an occupational therapist student from the University of Findlay, and I am making a kindergarten readiness series. So if your child is going from preschool to kindergarten, this is a great video to watch. Today I will be talking about visual motor skills, which is important for your child to be developed so that they can do all the academic skills that is required in kindergarten. So visual motor skills is hand-eye coordination, visual processing skills, and visual perception skills all in one. Hand-eye coordination is using your eyes and hands together in a coordinated manner to accomplish a task such as throwing and catching a ball. Visual processing skills is the movement of eyes to collect the visual information such as reading across the sentence. Visual perceptual skills is the brain's ability to make sense of this visual information that was collected through the processing skills. Okay, so this is the first activity I have for you to help your child improve visual motor skills to be ready for kindergarten. So what I just did here is made some patterns with chalk, and then you have your child take a toy car or something that they enjoy, and they're just going to try to stay on the line as much as they can and encourage them to try to stay on the line. And this, to start with, is the first line, which will be the easiest. And then if they do well on that, you can go to the squared lines. And this is improving hand-eye coordination and also visual processing skills as well. So this will be another harder one. And you go here, and go here, and to the finish. And then the last one will be the hardest one because it has no straight angles. So it is a curved line. And so that's the last one you want to do if your child does well on all the other ones. And just tell them to stay on the line as best they can. Okay, so there are quite a few ways to check to see if your child has developed the visual motor skills that are expected for them in kindergarten, and here are some of them. So I just started with creating a circle, square, and then putting two dots across from one another. So the first thing that a child should be able to do is copy a square. And then the second option that you can check your child for is cuts a circle within a half an inch of the line. So I'm just going to show you an example of this. So this is kind of what it would look like. Obviously I'm within half an inch of the orange line, and then some spots they are cut on the line and some spots they might cut over the line, and then that is acceptable to be ready for kindergarten. And then the next thing is the ability to connect two dots to make a horizontal line. So example of how well your child should be able to do this is there might be a little bit of curvature, but generally straight across is good and developed for kindergarten. So the next thing you can check your child with is the ability to cut a square within a half inch of the line. So again, it's going to look the same as the circle. Some spots they're going to cut in, some spots they might cut a little bit out, but as long as they are within the half an inch. And using one hand to hold the paper is another thing to check for. So these are all great ways to check to see if your child needs developed on visual motor skills. Now this is an example of maybe what your child would cut the square out as. So obviously within the half of an inch from the orange line. So another expectation is the ability to build a pyramid with blocks. and the ability to fold a paper to make parallel edges, and then also coloring with inside the lines are all great ways to check to see if your child is ready for kindergarten. So if you notice some difficulties with these expectations that I have just given you, your child might need to further develop their visual motor skills, and I'm going to give you a few fun activities for that. So some of the things you might notice is difficulty in sports, such as not being able to catch a large size ball at a close distance, difficulty copying shapes, as I just showed you a circle and a square, and difficulty coloring inside the lines, clumsiness, and difficulty with age-appropriate puzzles are some things that you might notice if your child has visual motor developmental delays. So if you notice any of these things I just listed, it is recommended to take your child to check for visual problems first, and then if these are ruled out, you can go see an occupational therapist for a visual screening, which is recommended. So if your child does really well with the large movement of the chalk activity I just showed you, then another way to make it a little bit more challenging and to improve your child's visual motor skills a little bit more is to use patterns on a piece of paper. So what I have here is a straight line, the squared line again, dotted line, curved line, and then a slightly shorter curved line. So this is going from easiest to hardest, as I showed you before with the chalk, and then I just put some glittered stickers at the bottom to make it a little bit more fun for your child. So with this, you're just going to have them take a pencil or a pen and try to stay within the line as much as they can. So they might be a little curved, but if you keep doing this, then they'll improve. So here's an example of the first one with me saying inside the line. That's what you want to see, but there might be a little bit outside the line, which is okay as well. So this is a great one to get the fine motor skills, because the last one was more large movements, such as the gross motor skills, which my other video was on. So this one is the fine one, which it will really benefit your child for kindergarten readiness. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys learned some fun activities you can use with your child. Thanks.